Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we'll be countering the cringe in the Tier 10 Italian collector heavy, the Feliche. You see, right now, the meta is filled with the most ridiculous vehicles. The Rhino, the VZ55, and the Kron. I am so sick and tired of running into double Kron platoons. If you watching today's stream are the kind of person that goes into double cron platoons and ruins the fun for everybody else, you're the reason that I'm making today's video. My friend and I, we try to platoon and just have fun. We just try to play random tanks, the 114 SP2. Heck, we've done over like 200 games in double BZ T70. And at least half of the games we play, we're going up against platooning Korans. It is such an unenjoyable experience to be in a vehicle that's already garbage and then forced to fight two hull-down tanks that are able to deal 2400 clipping potential together. It's stupid. And I seriously think that Wargaming needs to make it so you cannot platoon the same tank. So if you're in platoon with somebody, you can't run two Krons, you can't run two VZ55s or 4005s, you have to use different vehicles. I think that alone would solve a lot of the problems, but it's so unenjoyable to just try chilling and then, oh yeah, I forgot about the concept, don't forget that one too. Literally every game you play in Tier 10, it's either a Kron, a concept, or some sort of cringe haul-down vehicle. However, the Feliche is a $300 tank, and it's only been sold twice. So, because of that, almost nobody has it. In other words, if you're playing this vehicle, you're almost guaranteed you're not going to be fighting one. So, those Kron players can suck it, because I'm going to be playing a more cringe tank. The Feliche features a 4-shell gun, each shell dealing 440 damage per shot, also having 8 degrees of gun depression, incredibly strong armor, and a ridiculous amount of health, 2,756. So this tank, by all means, is the ultimate super heavy. It really doesn't have many downsides. It's honestly not even that slow. Goes at a top speed of around 30, which isn't great, but it's not bad either when you realize it actually has an okay power-to-weight ratio. The Felice's only real downside is the fact that it has pretty horrendous DPM. At max, you're looking at about 3,000-ish DPM, and that might sound like a lot, but that's only because you're dumping the clip. Once you have dumped the clip, yeah, you're not looking at much in terms of a damage per minute. But there you go, nice 475 into the concept. They've already bled a lot of their health at this point. And we're just going to chill on the ridgeline. What's really nice about this tank is that we always have shells. So we're just going to wait a second. There you go. Get another shell into the concept. I'm not sure why he's poking, but okay, well, there's another shell. Terrible rolls, but it doesn't really matter as the concept is done. There you go. 3 shells. We took him out of the game, and, well, we are 1,300 damage richer, so I can't get all too mad. Now, what I should say about this tank is the DPM's interesting. If you shoot into even your 3rd shell, the DPM becomes horrendous. So, generally, you don't want to eat into your shells at all when driving this tank. We got the enemy 4005 all the way on the other side of the map. I wasn't going to waste a shell on him, especially when he's doing that. We have the VK90 over here, and I just need to wait a couple more seconds for my shells, so we're going to do that, aiming on the Atlas. There you go. Nice 387, and because the Atlas shot, I'm just going to drive over, get another shell into his track wheel. There's 455, and another shell. That's 411, and we aim in one more time, and there you go. We just killed that Atlas. Just like that, he's gone out of the game. We went from 1,300 damage to 2,988. Now, we are being shot in the side, but I don't really care. It doesn't matter. But see how this tank counters all the cringe? I don't like driving this vehicle because there's no skill involved. It simply just ruins the game. But if everybody else is going to drive cringe tanks that ruin the game, why not myself? So we got a couple seconds left for my shell. We're going to start driving up the ridge now. And let's see, the 57 Heavy's going to start focusing the VK90. We're going to wait for my shell. It's going to take just a second longer, and boom. There's 423, and we reload again. Boom. There's 474, and we reload again. Boom. There's 513, and, well, that player is out of the game, and we are up to 4,400 damage. We still have 1,600 health left, and now we're going to start heading over towards the Caro and the Lion. Doesn't matter if they're in cringe auto-reloading mediums, because my tank is more cringe, and it's also an auto-reloader. So let's start moving up. We have 8 seconds left on my shell. Looks like my Murat's actually doing a decent job. We still have a full health 4005, and they're not AFK, but I'm not entirely sure what they're doing either. But yeah, at this point, the enemy team's not doing all too hot. So let's keep moving up. Let's put on my speed boost so that we can climb a bit faster. And I don't really know what the Caro's doing. They were last spotted. Oh, there you go. We have the Caro. And boom, 410 right into their lower plate. Now we're going to move up a bit more. I don't really care if they shoot me. There's nothing they can do. Not only do I have more health than them, but I also have my clip, and it's fully loaded. So they're going to have a really hard time making any progress on me, especially when you realize we have the VK90, so they can't really make any plays there. Their game's over. Yeah, that's the Feliche. It's a completely overpowered tank. It has an incredibly stupid gun, it has stupid armor, it has good gun depression, it genuinely has no downsides. And there you go, 5,167 damage. I really don't love playing this tank, because it doesn't require skill, and you ruin the fun of everybody in front of you. But when that everybody is a Concept 1B, I don't feel all too bad. So there you go, 5,154 damage. That places us quite easily top on the team, and if we take a look at the battle results, we took 1,300 off of the Concept, 1,700 off of the Atlas. Yeah, that's right, 1,700 hit points stripped off that Atlas, and then with our 3 shells, we took 1,400 off the 57 Heavy. You can understand why this tank is really stupid. I mean, sure, does it lack in DPM? 100%. But as I've said many times in the past, damage per minute is not the deciding factor on whether your tank is going to deal damage or not. The deciding factor is the positioning and the clipping potential for certain tanks like this. So up against us, we have a Mouse, a 60 TP, and a Kampfpanzer 70. I think I'm actually going to go to the far corner, C side, because driving the C is going to give me a better opportunity. So we're going to ping that for our team, and we're going to start moving over there. Alright, here we go. Again, you can see the power to weight's not actually that bad on this tank. We're already up to almost 30 kilometers per hour. To be fair, we do have speed boost active, but still, it's not like the worst. The only thing that we have to worry about is enemy tanks on base B shooting me when I cross. That is always the big downside. But 121B got spotted, and they're heading to base C. Interesting decision, but I'm not going to complain. Oh, there's the 121B's rear. Unfortunately, my shell did not hit, but tried my best. Let's keep crossing. We can see that our E50 is in mid, and we also saw some structures being destroyed, so we're just going to keep going. I can see the enemy Kampfpanzer. Okay. Let's keep on crossing. Oh, we have the grill, and I'm just going to go for it. I don't care if the Kampfpanzer shoots me. Of course, he puts on his tungsten and every other cringe ability, but I don't really care. We've already taken the enemy grill out of the game, and what are you going to do, Kampfpanzer? You're completely outplayed now because I'm in a hull-down vehicle, and you can't even counter me. We just need to reload for a few more seconds. As I mentioned, the DPM on this vehicle is horrendous, so we have to wait 5 more seconds for my shells to come back. 3, 2, 1, and now that we have our shots, let's aim it on the Mouse. There you go. 390. We're going to back up. We have the 60 TP as well. And the Mouse completely misses. Wow. Well, there goes the Mouse's health. I'm going to wait for my shells just a little bit longer. We're going to back into cover so we're hull down. There's 448. And let's reload again. There's 550. I'll let my 60 TP focus on taking that Mouse out of the game. There you go. They indeed take that player out. I'm just going to chill here. I don't even care if the KPZ does shoot me, because in 3 seconds we got our next shell loaded. So there you go. There's one shell. Nice little fire into his vehicle, and let's see. I don't care. Back up all you want. It's not really going to change what's going to happen to you in a moment here. We're just going to reload. Kampfpanzer shoots, and we have to wait just another second. Boom. There's 402 off your tank, and there's 460 off your tank. 268 version 4 is going to hit him, and now we're going to push towards the enemy Foch. Unfortunately, the Foch does kill my teammate, but that's totally fine, because we still should be... Oh, we got a Hovry all the way in the back. Well, that's not very fun, but get a nice shell into the enemy Foch once, and the Hovry, they're just going to chill back there, it looks like, for now. But that's okay. We are already up to a lot of damage. We're up to 3,500, and we still have 1,500 health left, so the enemy team's still going to struggle. Got the 57 Heavy pushing the Foch, and I'm just going to keep moving up, slowly but surely, heading over towards the enemy Hovry. We're going to take him out of the game, and that'll be a pretty easy victory. Keep on going. We got the Hovry backing up, and let's see, I'm aiming in on the roof of their tank. Boom, there you go, 340, and reloading again. Boom, there's 305, and reloading again. And boom, there's 419, and reloading again. And there you go. Ho-Ri's taken out of the game, and we are now up to 5,000 damage once again. As I said, DPM, sure. Is it important? Maybe. But clearly, it did not affect the result that we had in either of these games. Both battles dealing over 5,000 damage. All that's left at this point is the 121B, who we reloaded and took out with our reserve shell. 5,371 damage, 3 kills. Is this fair? No, it's not fair at all. There's literally no tank that can counter a Feliche. It doesn't matter if you're in a Kron, it doesn't matter if you're in a Mouse or a Kampfpanzer. I have so much health, so much armor, and gun depression and clipping potential that there's literally nothing you can do to counter me. If I play correctly and I use my shells properly, there's not much you're going to be able to do. And like, obviously that mouse was terrible and the grill didn't do a whole lot better, but it really doesn't change the fact that this is a completely overpowered brain-dead tank. And driving this vehicle removes all skill from the game. Why don't I drive it? Because it's genuinely not fun. My Feliche, which I've had for over a year now, only has 156 games. But it's a completely unfair, stupid vehicle. And this is what driving the Kron is the equivalent of. The Kron is an unfair tank that can get hauled down, has great DPM. Like, why does the tank get 2600 DPM? Like, that's stupid. Why does it get mobility and ridiculous armor and 2,700 hit points? The world will never know. But this is the ultimate counter to all tanks that are cringe. And if I have to start playing this thing in Platoon, I will. But it's just not fun. But it's also not fun to run into double Kron or double cringe tank every single time I play the game. So, I don't know. My hands are kind of tied, aren't they? Either way, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I really wanted to make this video because I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Like, if you're, replying in the comments as well, if you can't beat him, join him. That's not true. That's like saying, oh, well, the person that lives to me down the street isn't recycling, so I'm not going to recycle. Like, just because somebody else isn't a good person doesn't mean it makes you any better if you're going to do the exact same thing. Wargaming, at the end of the day, it's entirely your fault that vehicles like the Kron and the VZ55 and the Rhino and all of these other autoloaders exist in such an overpowered state. It is your fault that players abuse these tanks, the concept. It is entirely your balancing and your failure, but at the end of the day, it is also the player's fault for abusing these tanks and making it completely unfun for the rest of us. So, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.